When I was going through music school, they taught us how to distinguish major from minor chords. But they completely left out the most important part, which you need to know if you're going to jam, improvise, learn songs by ear, and compose. And that is knowing which major or minor chords you're hearing in the moment. So today, by request from comments in a video I made last year, we're going to get your ear tuned in to the sound of two common chords with this surefire method. It's simple, repeatable, and once you get it, you'll be able to extend this approach to all sorts of chord progressions. Today, we'll be comparing two minor chords that live in major keys. The 3 chord versus the 6 chord. I'm Hans at tuneindigo.com. Let's begin. How to distinguish the 3 chord from the 6 chord. First, we'll look at what scale notes are in each. Second, we'll look at how to tell one from the other. Third, we'll do a practice round of identifying one or the other. Then we'll do a practice round where I start to seed some techniques that you'll be able to build further. And that second practice round is going to get you ready. It's going to seed a skill that you're going to be able to apply to all sorts of chords. Not just the 3, not just the 6, not just triads, and not just major keys. And finally, I'll give you some next steps for how to keep improving. What scale notes are in each and why that's important? First, I'll tell you why it's important. If you know which scale notes are in each, you can listen for those scale notes. And all you need is one particular scale note, which I'll get to shortly. Here we are in the key of C. Here we've got Do. And the 3 chord contains Mi, So, and Ti. Notice that it's the T that really sets itself apart from the 1 chord. And then the 6 chord has La, Do, and Mi. La, Do, Mi. So now we can compare. We've got Mi, So, Ti against La, Do, Mi. Notice that Do has that strong anchor of tonality, and it's the one that sets apart the 6 chord from the 3 chord. How to tell one from another. Notice that the 6 chord contains Do. And we hear Do as the center of our tonal universe, pulling everything into it. It's a little thing, but it's the most important thing when recognizing chords in tonal music, being able to grab onto the sound of Do. So the 6 chord contains Do. The 3 chord doesn't. It contains Do's neighbor, Ti. And the reason that's important is because if you can hang on to one thing that distinguishes 2 chords, you can really identify them quickly. So when you're trying to distinguish the 6 chord from the 3 chord, listen for Do, and then determine if the chord you're hearing contains Do or not. If Do is there, you've got the 6 chord. If Do is not there, you've got the 3 chord. Now, let me just back up and explain that one really important facet of training your ear to identify chords is to compare one thing versus another. Not all things all at once. One thing versus another. That way, you really become intimately familiar with the sounds of each chord and the sounds of each tone in the scale. So you're going to hear a little cadence, a little chord progression that establishes the key. You're going to want to get the sound of Do, and you're going to hum or sing it, and hold it. If you hear that sound that you're humming, you're using that sound that you're humming to get your ear inside what you're hearing. If you hear Do, in this case, as we compare 2 things, it's the 6 chord. If you hear Ti, you You can allow your voice to drag down to that to confirm that. And if you hear T, you know that the chord is the 3 chord. Here are 5 practices. So each one is in a different key, and I'm going to play a cadence that establishes the key. Then I'll play the chord, and I'll do each one 3 times. And your job, again, is to find the sound of do, hum and hold it, and then listen to the chord and determine if do is there or not. If you find like you're getting these really fast, just use the outline below to go straight to the answer. I've got it set up so that you can get it and go straight to the answer if you want to. Here's number 1. Get do. Again. Do. Here's your chord. Last time. You got do. Here's the chord. And here's the answer to that first one. It is 3. And I was in the key of E flat. The 3 chord in E flat is G minor. Let's go to number 2. New key. Get do. Here's the chord. Again. Get do. Last time. Grab do. Here's the chord. And here's our answer. It's the 6th chord. We're in the key of C here. Do. And there's our answer, A minor. Number 3. See if you got do. Here's your chord. Again. Here's your chord. Last time. And here's your chord. Now, the answer, that's your 6th chord. Again, here we're in the key of A. There's do. And that's our F sharp minor chord. Here's number 4. Get do. Here's your chord. Again, here's the key. Hold do. Here's your chord. Last time. Here's the key. Hold do. Here's your chord. And there's your answer. In the key of G, the 3 chord is B minor. Last one from this round. Hold do. Here's your chord. Here's your key. Hold do. Here's your chord. Last time. Hold do. here's your chord. And there's your answer. In the key of B major, the sixth chord is G sharp minor. How'd you do? Let me know how you did. Comment below. Okay, now I'm going to get you ready for applying this approach to other chord progressions. There are a few chord progressions like the 4 chord versus the 5 chord and the 3 chord versus the 6 chord where you can rely on this do versus ti, and that's a great place to start. Then we can start to develop a similar approach to more chord progressions, and this will get you ready for more chords. We're going to apply this little technique I'm going to show you to these 2 chords, and then soon, let me know if this is interesting to you, I'll show you how to apply it to other chords. Here's the way this works. You're going to find do, so we're going to do the same thing. You're going to find the sound of do, hum it, hold it, and then here's the chord, in this case, do and do. I hear that it's do. I hear that it contains do. And in this case, we know that it's the 6th chord because it contains do out of those 2. And I'm going to sing this pattern here. Do, la, do, mi, do. That process of outlining those chords from the note do is the first step into a much higher level of skill in identifying all chords. You can do the same thing with a 3 chord. So here's the cadence. And I'm holding do, holding do. I know that's ti, and now I'm going to go ti, so, mi, so, ti. Now you can do this on your own without an instrument, just simply by going do, la, do, mi, do. Switch. Ti, so, mi, so, ti. Do, la, do, mi, do. Ti, so, mi, so, ti. So now we're going to do 5. It's going to be very similar, but now we're going to add this little chord outlining vocalization, again, to prepare for applying this to more challenging chords. And in this case, what we're going to do is I'll play it once without my doing anything voice-wise. And then the second time, I will walk you through the answer and the chord outline. Here is number 1. Hold do. Here's your chord. And same thing, but now I'll vocalize with you. Here's do, I'm holding and now I know that it's a 3 chord, so I'm going to go ti, so, mi, so, ti, or for treble singers, ti, so, mi, so, ti. And we know that's the 3 chord. Next one. Now, with me, there's do. I know that it's the 3 chord, so now I'm going to sing ti, so, mi, so, ti. Number 3. Here's the chord. Again. There's do, we're holding do. And now we know that it's the 6th chord because it contains do. And we can sing do, la, do, mi, do. And while we do that, we listen for those tones. Do, la, do, mi, do. Okay, fourth one. Get do, here's your chord. Second time, with me. I got do, do, la, do, mi, do. So we know that that's the 6th chord, and we can sing do, la, do, mi, do. Last one, which is a little bit evil, and you'll see why. With me? Do, do, do. That's the 3 chord. Ti, so, mi, so, ti. Now, if you know what made that evil, and I'll give you a little hint, here's number 4 in the key of B. That's our 6th chord. And here's number 5 in the key of E. That's the 3 chord. If you think you know what made that evil, comment that below. Okay, does that make sense? Comment below. Just let me know if that makes sense, because if it makes sense to you, you are ready to apply this practice where you're hearing one note and then hearing within the chord, moving your voice through it to hear the other elements in the chord, asserting that you think you know what the notes are, which is a really great way to get around, I don't really hear what's in there. This way you can say, I think I know what's in there. I'm going to use my voice to determine if what I think is there is there. And here are some ways you can keep improving. Core skill. As you get better, you're going to listen with your voice more. And one way to improve is by humming notes, just long notes, while you listen to music you love. Any music, just applying this technique, humming a thing, making a gentle effort to stay on the same note, and allowing your voice to move to nearby notes as the music changes. That will take you a long, long way, making that a habit. Another core skill, as you get better, you know the sound of all the notes in the scale. Each note in the major scale, in the minor scale, and in all the modes, each tone has a quality, what they used to call a sound feeling or a tone feeling, and we can call that now. And one way, just one way to improve at this is to sing songs you know in solfege. Now, I've got a free email course. It's just 5 emails that step you through doing this. And what happens is you start to go, oh my gosh, yeah, me sounds like a certain quality. Me, ti, do, do, me, re, do, ra, ti, do. Like all of those notes have a quality. And the better at singing and hearing those qualities, then when you apply it to hearing chords, it really makes a lot of sense. Check out that email course. It's super simple and will take you from a very, very basic level to just give you a taste of what this approach gives you. Thanks a lot for listening.